go.
Yo guys, this is the Football Den, back for another episode of Game Week 24. And FPL is just heating up and heating up, man. Like double game weeks twice in a row now. And also expecting one in 26, in 29. A lot of exciting stuff. So let's not wait anymore and dig into it. How was your last game week, Karan?
Well, it was pretty average. I expected better returns, but some of my key players blanked, including Wilson, who I really thought would perform against the likes of Southampton. The team did well, but Wilson himself wasn't great. My defense also was pretty average, so I'm hoping for better returns. Rudiger, man, what the hell? But either way, we'll get to
That
that.
fucking asshole, man.
Swear
He's
to God.
consistently giving 6, 7, 8, and then fucking suddenly when we get him in, he's fucking 0. I fucking hate this shit.
Pathetic,
That's why
man.
sometimes I feel like this game is rigged again.
Yeah,
But
bro.
don't we all feel like that?
Tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, whatever. Okay, so I think game week 25 now, 24 and 25 are looking good. I have a few double game week players, and let's go. Let's dig right into it.
Okay, so I just want to, right off the bat, ask Patty, how many players do you think is a good number for the double game week in 24?
I think around 4 or 5 players for the double game week should be pretty good because I'm assuming there's going to be 3 City players because the form that
Everyone
City
has-
are in right now, you definitely need them. It's just a concern for those, including myself, who have Ruben Diaz. They're going to waste a transfer if he doesn't play
Yeah.
because he's been flagged.
Oh, he's been flagged?
He's been yellow flagged, so I mean, with the pep roulette, you can't be sure.
Well,
And also in Laporte getting a good game time, so you never know what might happen there. But we know for a fact that Stones is going to be playing, Cancelo is going to be playing, so the defense right there is taken care of. And
But,
let's talk about a bit. Yeah.
Will City have the same kind of a performance defensively in the absence of Ruben Diaz because he's been tremendous?
good point.
I would think so. I would think so because Laporte. Let's not discount the fact that Laporte is also a great defender, and he can fill that slot in perfectly. It's just surprising that at this point of the season we are talking about Laporte filling in this slot.
I swear to
Where
God.
without him last season they were struggling so much.
Yeah, but
City gonna do City, man.
yeah, but with Laporte in defense during the first half of the season, there wasn't much cohesion between him and John Stones. But whereas with John Stones and Ruben Diaz, you can just see that they play really well together. So I don't know if they'll be able to keep 2 clean sheets in a row this game week, but I sure as hell hope they do.
Okay, so just among this confusion, I think is the best time to introduce our first section, which is no cash for trash. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't think the players that we're going to mention are trash, but we certainly don't have cash for them at this moment because
Yeah,
we're heading into the double game week, and we have to make the best of it right now. So who do you not have cash for, Karan, this week?
It's got to be Wilson, man. He has been yellow flagged. That's one reason, and the second reason is that the fixtures coming up aren't favorable. The third being that he doesn't have a double game week, so I really don't see him having a place in my team. So I'm sorry, but it has to be Wilson. As much as I hate to do it, it's got to be him.
Well, so why not Antonio? Like he's flagged as well, and I'm sure that he's a part of like a lot of FPL managers teams right now. So why not Antonio?
Well, last I checked, Wilson was red flagged and not yellow flagged. Yeah, I'm right. And Antonio still got a chance to play. So, and I have a pretty strong bench. So in case Antonio doesn't play, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, also Antonio is the only striker for West Ham which has been in much better form than Newcastle.
Yeah, and plus, like for me, he passes the eye test yet. So there's no reason for me to get rid of him.
So what do you think, Patty? Who's got to go for you?
Okay, so I'm gonna be brutally honest. I think it's Salah for me this game week because
this
even
guy,
though
man.
bro, he's been blanking for me for like the past 5 game weeks, and I've held not the past five, the 5 before he scored, and I think that was a waste of 13 million of investment for me. And I would have got better points from Gundogan or Sterling if I would have made that move. But I think for the game week, I'm going to make a move for Sterling right now. I also got in Gundogan because I got trolled. No, I got trolled on the Suchek red card, so I got in Gundogan. So I'm gonna have to take a hit to get Salah out. But if I see him performing further on, then I might get Salah back in because we know he's a great player. But at the moment, Liverpool can't seem to find their form, at least regularly.
So are we all on this point that we need 2 City midfielders for this game week and moving on, for the rest of the season, or is it possible that we remove either Gundogan or Sterling from our team to make space for other players?
Maybe if other players are performing better.
I've been on the 2 City midfield wagon for like 3 or 4 game weeks now. So, and especially at the time where everyone was getting 2 defenders in.
Yeah.
So but the only reason to do that was I knew for a fact that there is a point where these guys are stop going to giving the clean sheets. But Sterling and Gundogan, like Gundogan is someone that you gotta have right now. He's like the hot property, and he's like the only constant in every team. So I wanted to have a differential, so I didn't go for a second City defender. Long back, I went for Sterling, and I'm pretty happy about that. Even though I missed on a couple of clean sheets, there have been times, like especially last game week, where Sterling gave me more points. And going forward, I think he's just gonna perform better than because it's about the ceiling, right? So the ceiling for Stones or like Diaz, for example, is 6 points, max to max, like 2, 3, maybe 2, 3 for their, for their bonus, but you never know.
Yeah.
But with Sterling, the ceiling can go up to 15, 20. You never know.
Yeah.
So I have full faith in Sterling, and I'm choosing to go for the double City midfield, and I'm going to continue that for the rest of the season.
You sound a lot like Gareth Southgate. Even though Sterling doesn't perform, you still got faith in him. But
come on, bro. It's not that Sterling is not performing. You see his performance is like only when he's like Pep Roulette drops him is when you have a problem. But I don't see that being a problem in the long term.
Yeah, makes sense. So let's move on to
Sterling
this.
has actually been very consistent with points this season. He's given around 8-9 points per game week for most games.
Exactly.
I'm
just gonna quickly get out my no cash for trash this week, and by no means I consider this guy trash. In fact, I missed out on his 12 points against fucking United because I didn't have faith in this. But I don't know, right? So DCL, I'm really sorry for all the managers out there, but just for this game week, my suggestion is, okay, you don't have to completely remove him, but you need to bench him at least because he's been flagged. He's pulled out at 55 minutes with a hamstring injury, and even if he starts one of the 2 games, it's against City, boys. Come on, are we really expecting him to like show up big against City? I don't think so.
You never know, honestly.
So yeah, exactly. So it's a tough one. But I think I'm gonna not only drop him, but like replace him with another striker, maybe a Danny Ings or something. But we'll get to that. So Karan, just take it away and go to the next section.
All right. So next section for us is potential stongs. These are the players we're looking for to get in the next game weeks. In this one in particular, considering it's a double game week, and the next one's a double game week as well. So there are a lot of options out in the market. And let's get right into it. I think I'm going to go with Patare first. Who's your potential stongs for the week?
Okay, so my potential stonk for the future coming game weeks is definitely going to be Ollie Watkins, because Aston Villa have at least 3 games in hand, which might be double game weeks or a possible first triple game week. I don't know. So since he's been scoring lately, I'm gonna go for Ollie Watkins. But I think a potential strong of Aston Villa players is good.
Amber is just disappointed in you. But go ahead, Amber.
I just don't understand where does these words, like, do they come to your mouth naturally when you say triple game week? Like, what the
No.
fuck?
So it is a possibility with this season. And if I get those triple game week points, y'all are gonna be disappointed.
Oh, right, because you are the only one with the information.
So you're telling me you're gonna play like Monday, Wednesday, Friday? Come on, man.
Anything's possible.
Let's get a little serious right now. Let's get a little serious. So, Karan, can you respond to that?
No,
And
I choose not to. I'm just gonna go ahead and give you my potential stonks. It's actually a little bit confusing. I can either go for Nick Pope in defense, get him as a keeper. He has two favorable fixtures for this game week. Or, I mean, this is out of the box, but I am thinking of getting in Rafinha from Leeds, and he's been in good form, and he has a double game week coming up next week. So I can either choose to get him in this week or stick with Nick Pope and get Rafinha in next week. But let's see.
But the question that remains is, like, if you need to get Rafinha and you gotta sacrifice one of your stars. Who's
No,
it
no,
gonna
no,
be?
no. I really don't. I'm just gonna sacrifice Hudson-Odoi. Not a star, really.
Ah, okay, I
Yeah.
see you. So
Yeah.
you're not keen on getting Sterling, but you're keen on
So,
getting
so,
Rafinha.
so
But
I have two transfers for this week, two free transfers. So I will definitely get in Sterling, but along with Sterling, it's either going to be Rafinha or Nick Pope.
But how do either of these transfers line up for the future game weeks? Like, how far do you keep holding them?
With Sterling, I can keep him in my team for another 5 game
Not
weeks.
Sterling, Rafinha, or Pope. Sorry.
Nick Pope will be in rotation with Martinez. I have Martinez, so that's not an issue. I'm going to sacrifice Guayata for Nick Pope, so that works out pretty well. And Hudson-Odoi just doesn't have a place in my team, and Rafinha can stay on the bench. It really doesn't matter.
yeah, because considering game week 25 and his hot streak, you definitely want to get in a couple of Leeds players.
For sure.
We all have Bamford anyway, so
Yeah.
that's not worth touching upon. But yeah, like getting a Dallas or Rafinha for the game week 25 and preparing right now is not a bad call, actually.
Yeah, and the fact that I already have Dallas and Bamford both, I mean, there's only one player left to go for. It's Rafinha.
Okay, good choice. Yeah, I like it. So I'm on the similar lines, but I think it's a solid Burnley defense for me because Crystal Palace, Fulham, Burnley being Burnley,
Yeah.
and I think they're in need of the points, like, as of now, the most. So I see them, I see them going all out on defending and like trying to go for the counter, as well as Burnley is a team where you more or less they're gonna go for that clean sheet first and foremost, right?
Yeah.
So I want to take advantage of that, and I really did not mention this in the no cash for trash, but we did touch upon Rudiger. I'm not quite sure how well they're going to play against Newcastle, and if that's a definite clean sheet. I'd rather bank on Lowton for me because he's 4.5, like a million cheaper from Pope. So if you're just going for that clean sheet, he's a very good option. So yeah, like I'd rather bank on him giving me one of the clean sheets in 2 games rather than Rudiger in Newcastle. So yeah, that's going to be my transfer.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, really, either Rudiger or... So I have Rudiger and Holding both, but with David Luiz getting sent off and, Arsenal's defense looking shaky again, both of them are going to be on my bench. But yeah, I get your point. I don't really see a reason to keep Rudiger in your team anymore.
Right, so let's get to it now. Who is the king? We keep saying it's Bruno, but I think this time around the king of the jungle has to change, right?
For sure. For this game week, they have to. I mean, double game week, man. Come on, you really can't count Sterling out, can you? Like, the man's in good form. and City have decent fixtures. There is no reason whatsoever to not captain Sterling.
So is this gonna be like a unanimous Sterling one?
I don't know, man.
I think so. For me, it definitely is. Because I've been holding on to that motherfucker since quite some time, and this is the time to prove his loyalty to me. So he better deliver. Although I wouldn't mind people also shouting out Gundogan for this one, because I do know that a lot of people haven't got Sterling in. He's an expensive option, and Gundogan is someone who's delivering points constantly. So I would not be afraid to captain Gundogan as well, but Sterling for me has the higher ceiling, as I mentioned earlier.
Yep.
So here's an interesting fact about Pep's interview. He said Edison could take penalties.
Yeah, dude, that was funny. That was funny. I hope he meant it as a joke, man. I'm pretty sure he did. That there is no way in
Why
hell.
not? Come on. Being a goalkeeper yourself, you ought to not be discriminating against goalkeepers, man. You know
I
he's a good kicker of the
mean-
ball.
Yeah, okay, imagine this, okay? He misses the penalty. Okay, he's not in goal. There is a counter attack. There is no one in fucking goal. There is no possible way that
I
a
just hope
keeper
this
takes.
happens against United.
No, bro, I don't.
And then Bruno gets one from the half line. Or maybe Scott McTominay.
You're having some wild thoughts,
Oh,
buddy.
yeah.
Triple
Dirty
game week.
Scotty.
Ederson taking
He
penalties.
scored against City last season. Almost half line.
Yeah? What? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did, right? The last
He
game
did.
after before the lockdown.
Oh, McTominay.
Yes, McTominay.
Yeah.
But no, those are some wild thoughts, dude. Triple game weeks and
just like his triple game week thought.
yeah, bro.
But
like,
anyway,
calm
okay.
it.
So what do we have to offer for someone who does not want to captain Sterling or Gundogan? Is there a third choice that we have here? Is Cancelo a viable choice? Because as we know, he essentially plays in the midfield, right?
Yeah.
So there's potential for a clean sheet as well as some extra points there. So,
But that's a very
what are your
risky
thoughts on
choice. That's a very risky choice given the Pep roulette. Because sometimes Cancelo is just dropped on the bench.
Yeah, but I think if you want to go for a risky choice, right?
He's on and gives 1 point.
Yeah, I think a good risky choice would be to go for James at this point, because the man has decent fixtures. I mean, okay, not decent fixtures, but he still has a double game week, and if someone is going to perform for Everton, it has to be James.
Right, I'm actually surprised we didn't touch upon Everton at all while talking about who do we transfer in. So, are we not trusting Everton players without DCL this week, or playing 120 minutes? We were not confident in what they have to offer in the coming game weeks.
No, it's just that considering that they are playing a game against City, and yeah, I mean, just that point actually, it doesn't give a lot of managers the confidence to hold on to them, other than the likes of Calvert-Lewin and DCL being, flagged. I don't know.
For me, overall, Everton have lost the reliability that they had at the beginning of the season.
I wouldn't say that.
Agree. Yes, I agree with you.
Yeah, because I don't think they can keep performing the way they do game in, game out like they used to at the beginning of the season.
I mean, earlier we said that they had injury problems, which is why they wouldn't be able to perform, and now we're saying that they probably aren't
But
consistent
they
enough.
didn't have a good bounce back from that injury.
Well, they did. Not in terms of the number of goals they scored, but at least getting the results in their favor. You saw that
But
against.
that's the thing, right? Like, you may be talking right well in context of the Premier League, but we're talking about FPL here, and in terms of FPL, they've just been a little over the place in the past few game weeks.
Mhm.
So, which is why I didn't trust in DCL against United, which turned out to be a
Exactly.
big mistake as of
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, well, fair.
But I still don't beat myself up for that choice.
Well, it was Maguire's mistake. We can blame him for it.
I don't even want to go there, man. I honestly don't want to go there. So let's just skip that bit.
Right. So that was our bit for this game week, and don't forget we've got another double game week in game week 25. So stay tuned for our next episode, and we'll catch you then.
All right.